Hey friends, Jojo here. Also, my little buddy Casey over there. He's a good little, well, now he's not doing anything, but whatever. He was all sorts of active just a moment ago. Well, just giving you all an update. Hope that everyone is staying safe, staying healthy. I know that here in Nashville, we are kind of moving into a space of sort of like a subtle lockdown, so to speak. The city is urging businesses, bars, restaurants, and such to close down for now, close early. Yoga studios, yoga classes, a lot of things are, in a space of uncertainty right now. But for the sake of public health and safety, a lot of us are kind of moving into trying to offer some more online support for everyone, some online offerings, because I think that now more than ever, these practices are so vital for us to fall back on, to bring our practices off of our mats and go beyond just the asana and move into the world with a sense of clear perception, a sense of camaraderie with one another, compassion, and also courage, to have the resilience to make it through. And I want you all to know that while I'm not going to be teaching any physical classes right now, I'm not at any of the locations that I'm usually at or any of the studios right now. So, but what I will have is I'm going to be having some online offerings. I think that I will be in a space financially that I can offer them either free or donation. So I'll post up, let everyone know when I'm going to be offering, what I'm going to be offering, and how to access it. It might be by way of live Facebook or Instagram videos. I'm going to be doing some pre-recorded stuff and putting that on YouTube. And then also stay tuned for a teacher takeover that I'm going to be doing with Yoga Green Book, also to offer some more practice for our community. In the meantime, I just really hope that everyone is hanging in there. I know that it's a really stressful time right now, and that's warranted. There's a lot of, again, like I was talking about before, there's fear, there's panic, there's a lot of really negative stuff happening right now. And during times like these, I've been thinking a lot lately of, in yoga, what's called the 5 obstacles, or the kleshas, as it's said in the Yoga Sutras. And right now is such a powerful opportunity to sit back if you can. If you find yourself feeling frustrated, feeling stuck, feeling lost, or just like you're floating, I get it. Like I've lost just about all of my regular monthly income. Right now I'm going to be doing some side hustles, going to be doing some gardening work, going to be doing some just whatever I can right now to kind of keep ends meeting as a self-employed person, and that can leave you feeling really disenfranchised, and can open up when we're in these spaces of stress and turmoil and tumult. It can really trigger us and leave us maybe a little more vulnerable to falling into the trap of these 5 obstacles. And the root of these obstacles is what's called ignorance. And we all know what ignorance is. And from ignorance and from moving into spaces of misinformation, of falling into, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on right now, a lot of hyping up of what's actually happening or playing down of what's actually happening, so where do we find this space where we feel like we can have reliable information to make informed choices and to remain empowered to know what's going on? I think that when we are in these spaces of kind of panic and chaos, it can open up ignorance. It can leave us vulnerable and susceptible to ignorant practices that can leave us moving down this path of the obstacles, these kleshas. The other one that comes out of ignorance is called egoism. And just having this like deep importance of just yourself, right? Me, and only worried about self-interest, about personal pursuits. And we can kind of see this playing out. Folks are worried about just themselves and starting to steal, sanitation equipment and stuff like that. From that ego, we can open up into, just like attachment, right? Hoarding, clinging to things. And again, we see that playing out right now with a lot of people. They're really scared, and warranted so. Of course, people are scared right now. So, from the ego and the ignorance and the attachment, there can be a lot of aversion and hatred going on, and there's a virus spreading and nobody can see it. Nobody can hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it. All we know is that it can be very violating and just get inside of us. And we can all of a sudden become a conduit for this virus to spread, so we are all in this predicament, and it can open us up to a lot of that anger and that hatred, this deep aversion, that can then ultimately lead us to the fear of just clinging to our lives, the fear of death, which is really real, like there's people that have died, and the sad thing is that people are going to continue to die. And it's really, it's a time that at least for me, to kind of use what I've learned in my yoga practice over the years, is to take these opportunities to come back to, the sacred teachings, to come back to the higher teachings, the subtle teachings, and remind myself like how to move into a space of clarity, and at least try to approach things less reactive and maybe a little more responsive, maybe a little more diffused, a little softer. And I'm not perfect, no one is, so we're all kind of in this together, but just starting to use some tools and kind of arm ourselves with knowledge, and that's great power. And we can move through this this really critical situation right now, with a sense of clarity and the ability to think critically, to think clearly, and again to have the ability to respond as opposed to falling into reactionary behaviors, and going down that path of ignorance and enacting those obstacles. The greatest antidote to those 5 obstacles is meditation. So, there's a lot of time for us to kind of sit around and do a lot of nothing right now. So if you are getting a little cabin fever, if you're not really sure what to do, you can meditate. You can do a walking meditation, you can chant, and maybe not just necessarily mantra chant, but sing, make music, draw, involve yourself in creative pursuits. So right now is a great time for getting out in nature, and hiking. You can still go for bike rides, you can still do these sorts of things with maybe 1 or 2 people and still have a lot of space, to practice the safe social distancing while still having these opportunities to commune, because we're, at least me, I know me, I'm a little bit of a natural extrovert. So these times of quarantine, so to speak, it's really hard for me personally, because I like to be around people a lot, and I like having people around me. So that's also kind of a reminder for myself, that now is a time more than ever to come back to the practices, to come back to those teachings beyond just what we've learned on the mat, beyond just these physical asana postures, and start to, hopefully again find our way back to a space of ease and peace, and what would be even better is if we can even help other people come back to, or maybe find a space of peace and ease in themselves that maybe they never realized that they had. So if you are looking for tools, I will have those tools soon. Right now is kind of a really, tough time. Like I said, I just lost all of my income, so I'm picking up some gigs and doing some gardening, and other things to just make sure that I can stay afloat
during this time. And I'll let you all know what's going on as far as when I'm going to have these online options available. Like I said, I think everyone might already know, I offer classes, online classes already, virtual classes through Yoga Green Book. I'm going to be doing a yoga teacher takeover for Yoga Green Book coming up very soon.
And then I'm going to be offering hopefully some free or some donation based practices via Skype or WhatsApp, whatever I can think of. Zoom, that might be an option. And also Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and all those great things, and YouTube as well. So just stay tuned and stay safe, again, stay healthy, and much love to all of you. I know that it's a hard time for us, so know that we are still a community. We're still a community, and we're still in this together.